There are gate men that are more important than first sons. In restoring the image, how many disciples did Jesus have? 12. When he was about to die, how many were standing with him? 1. And it was only to that one that he said, "Mother, behold thy child, and child, behold thy mother." Why didn't he tell all of them? Because time has proven their placement in his life. If you read theologically and historically, whenever the disciples need anything, there is one man they send. It's John the Beloved. The moment John the Beloved goes to Jesus, Jesus will literally never say no. It's difficult for him because of the person that was asking. He so much loved him that guy did not see death. I hope you know John the Beloved is still alive. You don't, he's not dead, he's still alive. The Bible said that he will see the returning of the master. He's somewhere in the island of Patmos. John is not dead. The Bible didn't say he will die. He's alive. But the shades of his skin has been converted to an immortal state. But he can never see death. So he's waiting for the second arrival at the master. This is the extent of what love can do for a man. That was why after the death of Jesus, he did something. He followed Mary home and never said a word for 40 years. From Acts of the Apostle to 1 John chapter 1 verse 1. It's about 40 years. John never said anything. It took Jesus 30 years to prepare. It took John 40 years to prepare. If you think that this thing we are doing here, that ministry has started, you're on a long time exaggerating. We are still full stop to what God intends to do with time. But he says, when he now appeared on the scene, he shifted everybody's focus. It was at this dispensation that Paul was reigning. Anytime I visit the gospel, I start from here and I read through. When I'm done, there is something that enters into me. Then I begin to read other places. But I always start from John. He's my best friend. All honor to Paul, but I prefer John. John now said, "In the beginning was the Word." This sounds like me, like Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning, it's just Genesis 1:1. You see what the guy started to do, because he has become a master in the realms of the spirit. What did you see here? In the beginning, God. In the beginning, the Word. The Word is God. He replicated the existence of Genesis 1:1, and then he began to buttress it down to make people understand that there is a position that he's coming from now that he has not been. Return back to John. Okay, fine. He now said, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." The crucible of all the things they are going to find here is what? The Word, the God, the Word, the God, the Word, because he is trying to paint a picture to the readers for them to shape their mind and understand that in the beginning there was something in existence. Now you need to understand that what we call physicality is bedded in three things. Those three things is what? Matter, space, and time. Anything that has these three things, or any of one of them, can be termed to be a physical thing. It has time, matter, and it can do what? Occupy space. Now, the problem is that the astronauts and the scientists has not been able to combine these three things, because the moment you talk about anything and it started with time, it then means that that thing can be God. When you talk about anything and the thing was created or the thing was formed, it means that thing cannot be God. So the Bible said in the beginning, which means before the beginning began. This beginning is timeline. It's time. In the beginning, it means a time that something started. Are we together? That's what a beginning means. It's time that something started. Now he said in the beginning, not is the word, was, because the word has already started being in existence before the formation of the word. So that is why it's now difficult to beat our own theology of God. God existed outside time. He existed outside matter, because if he existed in matter, then it means something else created him. But because he existed outside of matter, he existed outside of space, he existed outside of time. So you cannot define God using these three things. And the moment you cannot define anything in life outside these three things, that thing has no definition. Anything you must define must touch either time, must touch either space, it must touch either matter. And in the absence of these three things, you cannot give a definition of a time to anything in life. So John said, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Next verse. The same was in the beginning with God. I can stay on this passage, just these two verses, from January to December. The same God was in God with God, because this word beginning is an attachment of time. The same was in the beginning. Before the beginning there was God. So if you do your simultaneous equation, you can now say that the same was in the Word with Word. Let me not bother you.